So when I tell my stories, I tell from personal experience. When I tell the story about wave biology, right? I'm telling it from my experience of learning about this incredible field of science that is really on the cutting edge of human understanding beyond matter, right? Beyond the material world, right? Because quantum physics today says that matter only makes up 5 to 7% of the universe, right? That's 5 to 7% of the universe is matter, is tangible, right? That is a huge amount of the universe that is on some other wheel than the electromagnetic spectrum, right? And if you think about it, on the wheel of electromagnetism, right? Only 5% of that wheel is light, the light spectrum, right? So there's this tiny sliver of the pie that makes up the universe that we understand a little bit, right? Electromagnetism. And then within that umbrella of electromagnetism, there's this tiny sliver of the pie that we're even able to interact with, right? So if you could imagine the immensity of what's around us that most of us don't know that we perceive at any given time. There are all of these swirling layers, not just existing around us, but moving within us and through us, right? Connecting everything, right? Like a spider web. When I was in Brazil, I was on a class break, standing with some friends on the balcony, and we were looking at this nest of spider webs, right? And there must have been 50 or 60 of these giant Brazilian spiders. But as you looked at these webs and webs connecting to webs, you really couldn't tell where one strand began and another strand ended, or if there was even a beginning or an ending at all. Was it just one giant network? But as I stood there and I looked at this web, I couldn't help but be reminded of the network of realities that we all experience, and some that we don't even know that we experience at every moment, right? And there was this time once when I was standing in the kitchen, right, staring out the window, washing dishes. Just a little thing. Washing a dish. And as I stared out that window, watching the sun go down, I heard a voice behind me. It was the laughing voice of a child. And as I turned around to that smiling face, I knew that face, even though it was a face I had never seen before. I knew who that was. And we walked hand in hand out the back door and watched as the stars began to come out in the night sky. And with each star glowing bright, our hands squeezing a little tighter, I began to notice as I watched the stars, with each star that began to tremble, it was as if it fell back down into the backdrop of the world. And with each star that began to fall down, another would tremble with the rhythm